Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make are these chewy coconut cookies. They're actually chewy on the inside, yet the outside and the edges of the cookies are very crisp. They really bake up just beautiful, and they taste great. So let's get started. I'm going to use my stand-up mixer. Of course, you can use a hand mixer if you prefer. And we're going to start off by creaming butter. And we're going to use 1/2 cup of butter. So I'll put that in my mixing bowl here. And then start to break up the butter. I like to break it up into little pieces because I think it's a lot faster that way. And just start to beat it, to cream it, to make it smooth. And that shouldn't take you very long at all. The next thing we're going to put in is 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And you're going to beat that in just till the butter and that brown sugar, come together. I'm going to raise my speed a little bit due to the video. Next, you're going to put in 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And do the same thing till the butter and the two sugars are all combined. And I'm just going to take a second out here just to clean the sides of my bowl, mixing bowl, and get to the bottom a little bit. And we'll pull it back up again and beat it for just a few more seconds here. The next thing that you're going to be putting in is vanilla. And you're going to put 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla in there. And then again, just beat it until it's all combined. And it's, quite light and fluffy looking. And I'll show you what that looks like. Get a little bit more to show you. There we go. Okay. All right. The next thing that we're going to do is start bringing in the dry ingredients. So you're going to need 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. You're also going to be needing 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm just going to put that in my flour, as you see. And I'm also going to be putting in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then with my spoon, I'm just going to combine that and stir that up a little bit. And now I'll just start putting in the dry ingredients. And I'm going to do it on low so I don't send flour all over the kitchen here. And just keep beating that in so it's all comes together and it's smooth. And that shouldn't take you but probably maybe 2 minutes or something like that. Again, I want to clean the sides here. I'm also going to be putting in 1 egg. Okay, bring that up. Now the egg is really going to bring it very nicely together and make it very creamy and smooth. Okay, and again, I like to get those sides. Okay, this is what we got so far. We got a really nice, creamy, smooth, velvety batter. All right, and again, I'm going to just beat this for just a few more seconds here. All right. The last thing that I'm going to put in, of course, is our coconut. And we're going to be putting 1 1/3 cups of flaked coconut. And that's going to add a lot of moisture also to the cookie. And then just beat that in. This is a really pretty quick recipe to put together. I just want to take the excess off here, my paddle. Okay, put that aside. And let me show you what I've got. Bring it all together here. Now this recipe, I generally get about 22 large cookies out of it, out of this. But again, you can see this really very light and fluffy batter. All right, next thing is, you don't really need to, but I like to just spray my pan a little bit with some oil spray. And I'm using a, it's really more of a medium scoop. Do, you know, separate these cookies by at least about 3 inches because they will spread when they bake up. Now you're going to bake them at 350 degrees, and they're going to bake up for you anywhere between, well, it could be anywhere from 8 minutes to maybe 12 minutes. It's really going to depend on your oven, and as we do know, all ovens do set up so differently on temperatures. So I like really start checking mine about, well, 6 minutes or so just to play it safe. And again, put them in at 350 and do space them apart about 3 inches because they will spread and they will flatten out when they bake up. Now I have some to show you. I just want to rinse my hands quickly. And this is how they're going to bake up. They really will come out just beautiful. They're going to be a nice golden brown. I like to bake them till they are quite brown on the top because to me it just makes them that much more crispy on the top and the edges and the bottom. Because when you break into them, they're going to be this beautifully moist cookie inside. So what a great looking cookie, an easy cookie to make, and a great tasting one. I hope you try this recipe, and if you do, leave a comment because I'd like to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to Diane Lovetobake.